Hey, how's it going? Josh here from Books by Josh. This is episode 70 of the Books by Josh audio immersion. This episode is titled Why You Need Knowledge. What do I mean by knowledge? Well, you have to constantly be learning, as a lot of people say. Why is that? Well, let's take my job for instance. If I don't know what products we're selling or promotions we're running, I'm going to be bad at my job. And that's a sales job. So, you don't know your product, how can you sell it? But it doesn't just have to be sales. Let's talk about money. I'm constantly reading books on personal finance and watching the Money Guys show, constantly trying to learn different things on YouTube from a variety of different people because I want to pick up on certain things I don't know. Prime example, I read recently The Wealthy Barber. And I learned some stuff about wills that I didn't know. So that was nice. I don't need the information now, but if someone asks me about it, I can tell them about it and point them in the right direction. And if you're not knowledgeable on something, you can get fleeced, taken. So, prime example, let's go back to my job. Customer calls in, they get a regular rep who just cares about their commission, and the customer doesn't know what they need. They slam a customer. Slamming a customer essentially means adds on things they don't need. So I've seen customers that wanted just basic services with us, and the bill's about $60 higher than what it should be because the representative took advantage of them because the customer doesn't know what they need. Same thing when I worked in cell phones. There's no reason that someone who's getting their first smartphone should have a phone that has the most storage possible. Why would someone who's getting their first cell phone, an elderly person, need a 512 gig iPhone? They wouldn't. It's just representatives taking advantage of them. And the same can be said about financial advisors. What do I mean by financial advisors? Well, they don't have our best interests at heart. They're not fiduciaries. Even if they are, you have to make sure that they abide by the fiduciary code, that they can't make money off of our investments by selling us a specific product and unloading it on us. So most financial planners and investment professionals get commission for selling certain stocks or bonds or ETFs, index funds, whatever, mutual funds, and they push those because higher commission. You really think they're going to push a low cost Vanguard fund with no load? No. They're going to push a fund that has high load, which means it gets traded every so often, thus creating you tax loss because you have to pay taxes on every sell for the profit. So it's going to hurt your bottom line dollar. Another way that knowledge is powerful is when you know what to look for, you can tell somebody's being genuine with you. Once again, we go back to sales. If you know what kind of car you need and what features, you go to a car dealership and you get the exact model you need. And that'll be within your budget. Whereas if you're shopping for a car and then do your research, you might pay over book value for the car because you're in checkout, say Kelly Blue Book or any other dealership to find the perfect price. The same as when buying electronics. Hey, coupon shopping was a thing for many years, and it still is now, especially with the power of the internet. You get apps like Honey, that's a browser extension that can compare deals and find coupons to save money because every dollar saved is a dollar earned, kind of. It's an old saying, might not hold true for you, but I like saving money, which is why I'm constantly on sites that give deals. So let's get back to knowledge as a whole. Don't you guys remember when you were younger and the teachers in school used to tell you knowledge is power? Well, I do. And knowledge is power if you think about it. The more you know, the more you can do. If you have a driver's license, the reason you know how to drive is because you learned. If you don't learn how to do something, you have to pay someone who does. So let's say you own a restaurant and if you don't know how to do every job in a restaurant, what happens if, say, your cook is sick? Are you going to close down your restaurant? No. You have to have someone there as a backup, but also you have to pick up the slack. So if you watch the show like Bar Rescue, he tells people to go help out in the kitchen, the owners, because you have to be hands-on. Just like any business, you have to know what to do and how to do it. Landscaping business, you can have your workers cutting the grass, things like that. But sometimes to pick up the pace, you have to help out. When I was helping out in construction with a guy as his assistant, we got our hands dirty because if a job had to meet a deadline, you had to roll up your sleeves. Which is why knowledge helps. You can't start a business or be in a business without knowing the business, knowing the product. Hence why Warren Buffett says you want tap dance to work, meaning do something that you love. And that's the thing, many of us don't. Like I can tell you honestly, my job, I hate it. I do sales. I get cursed out all the time. I get screamed at because I'm in retention sales. So I have to keep the customers happy and sell them product. Not the easiest job out there, but the compensation is decent. And the only reason I'm okay at my job or good, depending on who you ask, because I took the time out to learn the system and all of the products we sell. And I can be done with a phone call in about 4 or 5 minutes, whereas another representative with the same call will take 15 minutes because I know what to look for. I know how to handle the customers because I took the time out of my day to learn it. And which is why I'm constantly reading whenever I have downtime or even at the end of the night because I want knowledge. If I want to learn real estate, why wouldn't I research it? I will ask my friends who are doing real estate for some pointers and how to get started. Because if you don't ask questions, try to get the answer, you're going to lose money. Sure, you can have all the money in the world, but if you invest it wrong or don't know the laws or tax advantages or the taxes you have to pay on properties and how you use the property to your advantage for leverage, you can lose a lot of money on the deal. You can buy swampland like a lot of people have, or buy a skyscraper, which is the old scheme because people get taken because they don't ask the right question. They don't venture out on their own to learn about it. If you want to take advantage of any opportunity, do the work. Don't wait for someone to sell you. Sell yourself on the idea first and then jump into the industry. Learn everything you can do. If you want to be a marketer, learn how to market, learn advertisement, learn SEO, social media marketing, everything. Don't worry about buying a mastermind class right away. Do your research first before listening to one of these online gurus. Because guess what? They try to make money by selling you a course. Most of the information they give you is free. Okay, you can YouTube, you go on Reddit. There's many different things. Just do the work yourself and learn. Knowledge is powerful. Remember that. And that's it for this episode. Take care and stay safe out there, guys. Later.